Hey guys, what's up in studio? I'm sorry I can't be with you guys, but I'm also excited. Even though I miss you guys, I miss being the vibe in the studio, like what we do every Wednesday. But yeah, I'm off to Ethiopia today. Um, I'll be in Addis and attending a conference with chefs, but the show must go on. So today we are talking about some tips on how to turn your car into the ultimate star for your holiday. So the first thing is that road trips are pretty amazing. And the thing is, all these different road developments that are happening around the country have made Zimbabwe one of the most enjoyable places to actually drive. So I've actually been around the country a few times, and I have a few hotspots that I've enjoyed from the Eastern Highlands, or whether it is going up to Kanyemba, north of Zimbabwe, or going down south to Mashingo, the new Trabablasi. I haven't seen the Trabablasi yet, so I'd love to actually go check it out. Going to Mashingo or that side of the country, or just the general Harare to Bulawayo road has also been pretty fantastic. But I'm going to show you exactly how to enjoy being on the road or having a road trip. So, first things first, we need to decide how we're getting our ride. So, are we going to be driving our own car or are we going to be hiring a car? What kind of car are we getting? Are we getting a hybrid? Are we getting a luxury vehicle? That's also good. It might be a fuel guzzler, but it's worth the cost. You can also get like a 4x4 so that you can take it like off the road, which would be pretty amazing. We'll talk about that in a second. And then also, you can decide to actually hire a bus depending on the size of the number or the group of people that you're going to be traveling with. So this is going to be important. Once you've made that decision, uh, the next thing that we need to think about is, are we traveling in a convoy? It's also a great idea. I've seen people do something like the Great Zimbabwean Drive, like going around the country in a convoy of vehicles. I've seen a lot of South Africans who come into Zimbabwe with a convoy of 4x4s with rooftop tents, and they literally drive around the country in a convoy of like 40 vehicles. So that's pretty much a great way to enjoy the country. The next thing that you need to think about is taking the scenic route. Now, road trips are not about getting from point A to point B in the fastest way possible. And I feel like people always miss the opportunity, right? You want to get to Mutare in 3 hours, you want to get to Bulawayo in 5 hours, you want to get to Victoria Falls in under 10 hours. That's not the point. The issue is that the road trip is the most important part of the whole experience of what you're doing. So, really take your time. Understand exactly where it is you want to go, know the different parts of the routes, the parts where you're going to be stopping over. There's so many different things, like there's so many different gems of places. And I feel like we just rush through things a lot. Just take a drive to Nyanga and take your time and just look at that winding road. And even in different seasons, the different colors of the trees and the leaves and that kind of thing was pretty incredible. The other thing that you want to do is you want to make little detours. So you might be driving to Bulawayo, but take a stopover and drive into Chegu to go check out what Chegu is like, see what Norton is like, see what Kadoma, Kwekwe, all of those places we just whiz past, right? There's life, there's people, there's a vibe, there's events, there's so many different things. So make sure that you actually know what's happening in the different places that you're going to be traveling to so that you can make these necessary detours. One of the things that I really, really absolutely love is actually spending a night in a particular place before you get to your normal destination. So, like at a halfway stop, stop at a little like B&B, like check out what's happening on the route going there. Just do one night there. So arrive, you sort of arrive close to sunset, have your sundowners, do a little braai, have a little rest, wake up in the morning, proceed to the next place. So sometimes you don't necessarily need to be sleeping at your destination. You can sleep along the way. I remembered one big trip that I did when I was going to Kariba, and then I stopped over. So I was going by road, sort of hitchhiking. So I took a combi. We got to Chinoi. I did the Chinoi caves. I slept over at one of the motels in Chinoi, woke up in the morning, and then got on another ride to actually take me out to Makuti, and then got another route to Kariba, only to find out that at Makuti there's lions that roam about. So I wouldn't recommend that little part of my detour. So, other things that you can do is once you've done your little detour, like, or you can stop at these growth points. So, spend a little bit of money in the growth points. Like, stop by a growth point, buy some snacks there, buy your drinks there. Don't really go with everything you need. get an opportunity to stop at a place and then buy the stuff that's there. Buy whatever it is that you find in the shops, whether it's going to be the crisps, or it's going to be the beers, or whatever it is that you're going to be buying for your route to get there. For those of us who like a great beer when we're actually traveling, right? Because I don't drive, so I like to go with a designated driver who doesn't drink, and we'll go through some of the safety tips as well when you're traveling. So. I like to stop at the growth points because the coldest beers are in those places. Like they've been there for a long time. Trust me, there's nothing that tastes as good as a beer that's been in a fridge like way too long. And usually find those specific ones at your growth point. So spend some money in the places that you're going to be in, right? So also hunt for souvenirs in the different places that you're going to be going to, whether it's going to be bumper stickers, or whether you're going to take a picture and then make that into a sticker for your car or for your refrigerator, collecting fridge magnets and that kind of thing to actually showcase the fact that you've been to another place in your own country, or if you're driving to another country as well. You don't necessarily need to just be driving around Zimbabwe. You can take these other stops in the neighboring countries as well on your road trip, right? The other thing is that if you're traveling with the 4x4, 4x4s are built for off-road. So you want to go off-road. You want to drive your car into that crater over there. You want to drive it up those balancing rocks or whatever it is that you see on your route. So that's going to be a very, very important and fun aspect of driving around the country, is just to go off the beaten track and just exercise what that car is like. There's many places, and I will share information with you on how to train on driving 4x4s, so that you can be taken with a professional who will show you exactly how to navigate and use your 4x4 vehicle, especially if you're going to be off-road. Attend some of those 4x4 jamborees that are held around the country. Those will actually just show you just how much fun you can have with your vehicle, right? So one of the things that you would also want to do is have like some in-vehicle entertainment. Now, I highly recommend this, especially if you're going to be traveling with the kids or traveling by bus, is to make sure that you're always going to be entertaining on the road. Sing some songs, assemble some playlists, do some karaoke while you're in the car, do some trivia, some quizzes, all of those things. We've got lots of technology and just lots of different games or stuff that you can do in your road trip. So I want you to follow our what is it called? Our website, which is zim365travel.com, where we're actually going to be giving you tips on what you can do on your road trip. So if you're on a bus, most of these buses that you hire have televisions in them, so you can actually put some movies, and put movies that are also specific to the kind of experiences that you're going to be having on your particular road trip, right? So taking pictures is also a very important thing. Like, go around and take pictures so that you can share, whether it's going to be on your social media platforms, and just make sure you take selfies, especially on the welcome signs to the different places. Now, I always wonder why I've never seen people actually stopping by these particular places just to take photos. And also, we've got this thing like laybys. So there's lots of laybys around the country that just allow you to be able to stop over and have a bit of a picnic. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, but the laybys are never in good condition," or whatever it is. But the idea is that once we start using them, the idea is that you clean up, you use the lay-by, and then you clean up after yourself. So the more people that use the lay-by, it kind of self-services in a way. So yes, if you do stop by a lay-by that has not been treated well, please take the time out to clean it up, utilize it, and then clean it up again, and then keep it moving. The more of us who do that, the more beautiful our lay-bys are going to be. The lay-bys were designed for us to actually get some nice stopovers. So the more we use them, the better they're actually going to become. Okay, so now we need to talk safety, right? Because once you are on the road, we need to remember that we are each other's responsibility. So I just have a couple of things that we need to think about. Number one, our designated driver, right, is king or queen, right? of our journey. So make sure that the designated driver is always going to be kept, number one, sober. Number two, is going to be well rested on the journey. If you can have two designated drivers per car so that you can have rotation and your designated drivers can actually rest. Also, make sure that the designated driver is always entertained, making sure that you're always talking to the designated driver and so on. There has to be someone who's also going to remain alert within the process itself, right? So this is the reason why I say you shouldn't really be in a hurry. Always keep your designated drivers safe. They're ultimately going to be the person that keeps you alive on the journey, right? So it's very important also to check your ride, check the wheels, check your oil, check your fuel, check all of the different safety precautions, your windshield wipers, making sure that your wiper fluid is also in check. All of those things are going to be important. Checking your air conditioning, the overall comfort of the passengers in the car is going to be absolutely important. Make sure that you're keeping the car clean. There aren't any unnecessary obstructions in the car. So make sure when you're drinking stuff that you're not just letting your cans or your bottles just roll away because they could roll underneath the driver's brakes or anything like that, which can cause safety hazards. So always keep the car sort of clear of any litter and be responsible from that perspective. Always make sure that you have your seat belts on. At all times, right? Always make sure that you are safe. Children under a certain age should always be put into a car seat. Don't put children on your lap or put them in the front seat of the car. So always remember safety is going to be very important. And don't overload the cars. It's absolutely important to just stick to four people per, say, sedan, so that people have ample space to sit and go with more vehicles rather than all squashing each other into a small vehicle. Also, remember to stay hydrated. Also, remember to take many breaks. Also, remember to take toilet breaks. Uh, regularly on the journey itself. You don't want a situation where you are leaving your passengers in the car for more than 6 hours without having a toilet break. There is no rush. There's always a toilet stop every 2 hours on a particular journey. So please make sure that you familiarize yourself with your stops and also brief your people that you're going to be traveling with on exactly where it is that you're going to be stopping. So that's it for me. I know this is a much shorter episode, Miss V Candy, but I just wanted to give you guys some information when you're doing your road trips. Obviously, we are planning this big trip to Morocco for the Africa Cup of Nations. So we're actually selling packages. We're trying to get as many Zimbabweans to go to Morocco as possible as part of Go Warriors fans. And we're going to have some amazing road trips while we're in Morocco. So, desert trips. We're going to have trips. Well, they're not really road trips. We're going to be riding camels. We're going to be going up in the air in hot air balloons, besides just watching the games and watching our national team do their thing in the Africa Cup of Nations, hoping they advance as far as possible, including even getting to the finals and even winning the whole thing, right? So, we're very excited about that trip that's actually going to be coming out. For more information, please just follow me on all culture social media platforms. Follow our travel advice on the zim365travel.com. And then anything that you want to find out about our Warriors trip is going to be on the gowarriorsfans.com. My name is Carl Joshua Ngube. Thank you so much, guys. Switching over back to the studio, guys. I miss you guys. We'll see you guys. We'll send you postcards. Okay, I'm only away for a few days. But I'll get you something nice. Yeah. Maybe some candy. Be candy. Bye.